In the second half, we are going to talk about all of the things I love, NFTs and the metaverse. So we're starting with NFTs. Now, remember that OpenSea exec who quit after an insider trading scandal? Well, he's back with his own new NFT platform. Two pitch decks seen by CoinDesk confirm that Nate Chastain is working on simplifying the NFT discovery process. So the platform is called Oval, and it sounds like it would have some kind of recommendation engine offering up suggestions on NFTs based on your current collection. So I think there are a few startups in the ecosystem working on this. The way I imagined it when I read the story was there would be some kind of platform where you import your NFTs. There would be some kind of recommendation engine that recommends NFTs based on what you already own, and it would look something like a Web2 platform like Instagram or Facebook. But that's just me reading between the lines. George, I know how much you love all this stuff. So what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can spend money on whatever you want to spend money on, but this whole thing is this hit me like a ton of bricks, right? Man with CryptoPunk made 30 ETH by being unethical, by knowing when things were going to hit the front page of OpenSea. And so he made trades in advance. That's unethical. That's his reputation now, whether he likes it or not. And it's, again, hit me like a ton of bricks because of what this tool is. Oh, it's about discovery. OpenSea is actually pretty bad from my experience for finding new projects that don't just, suck. They're like actually cool pieces of art. I guess that's good that he's not exactly trying to compete with OpenSea, because even honest efforts at this, like the Looks project or Looks Rare, are having trouble. But in a space where an identity being revealed as a scammer from years ago tanks your project, thinking about Spell right now, I'd be surprised to see this catch on, right? We've seen crazier things happen. We've seen crazy-ish people who have this cult of personality be figureheads. But have we seen outright scammers like this kind of catch back on NFT marketplace? David, are you going to correct me? I want to know the person who I'm not thinking of.
No. I was going to back you up.
Go for it. Back me up.
I'll go for it. Yeah. So just to sort of spell out a little bit of context here and do some perhaps preemptive public shaming. So the fact that we have these pitch decks means that this platform is looking for funding, right? Usually, probably from some sort of VC, or maybe they're going to do a token sale. The token sale, they'll probably be fine, other than SEC legality, because people in general have low IQs. But if they're going to VCs, let me just spell out some conditions here. So we have higher interest rates coming this year from the Fed. And, whatever your philosophical feelings about the Fed, the reality is that is going to have an economic impact, particularly in speculative sectors like cryptocurrency. Now, if you're going into a period of time where you're going to have more challenges to growth at the very baseline because of interest rates, do you want to give your money, if let's say you're a high net worth individual looking for a crypto VC fund to go into, do you want to give your money to a fund that has shown that they're willing to back people who, as George has said, are unethical? Now, I'll say, I don't know this story. I don't know if he has, been proven to have been guilty of this, but he certainly doesn't seem to have pushed back against the allegations. He resigned and then kind of disappeared from the digital world. So if you're a high net worth individual looking for a crypto play, look at who goes into this as a VC fund and, make your own conclusions about what their practices are and what their standards are. I think that, again, the Spell case that George brought up clearly is a precedent here. The involvement of a former scammer tanked the project once it was revealed. And this is a alleged former scammer going in and saying, I'm going to do this thing and you know who I am already. So you can take your bets on how that's going to go. And it's not necessarily, well, sorry, Zach, go ahead, jump in.
I'll speak up for the guy. I think there's a big difference between Michael Patron, Quadriga scammer, and Nate Chastain potentially front-running some things on OpenSea. So first of all, I think that's a spectrum of things, and I don't want to conflate the two there, okay? Second of all, the idea that this is trying to solve whether that's going to find success in doing so or not is that it's super hard to navigate all this stuff. There's like Discords, Twitter, blah, 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 Alpha Leaks, everything. There's like, it's a really opaque universe in terms of finding NFT projects that you might like and might gain value from as it relates to your NFT collection being a portfolio of investments, right? So this is the discoverability problem that is a problem, I think, across the space, but especially in the NFT space. So that's the problem. Something is afoot here. The two different decks that we saw had different amounts that were seeking that were being sought. So the earlier deck was seeking a higher amount. The subsequent deck was seeking a lower amount. So whether or not there's appetite for this project among the investor class seems to be an open question based on the people that we spoke with yesterday. But again, I think it speaks to the discoverability problem within NFTs, right? There's got to be a curation engine, vehicle, publication. Maybe there's an NFT desk one day that points people to things that are in the space that they may or may not care about. Just as CoinDesk really grew from its Bitcoin price index way back in the day, there is surely sort of a niche within the NFT sector or the metaverse sector or the social token sector that people are trying to think about when it comes to connecting people to make these things more discoverable. This one, we'll see. There are second acts in crypto. Sometimes they fail miserably, as in the case with Wonderland. If this is a successful second act, I think time will tell. But again, yeah, this is how the sausage is made in the venture capital world, and seeing these decks, I think, was really interesting. We were lucky to have stumbled across them. But David, I'll toss it back to you for some closing thoughts on this.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll offer a I don't know, difficult to defend closing thought, which is that I'm not totally sure that there is a huge difference between somebody like Michael Patron and somebody who's willing to insider trade on their own platform. I mean, I think that scale in crypto is usually an accident. I think that, Quadriga itself grew in ways that people were not expecting and ended up becoming the size of scam that it was, somewhat by surprise. And God knows the insider trading thing, the value of that could have gone to $3 million over the last year. Like, it's possible, right? So numbers aren't necessarily the gauge of ethics, I guess, is what I would say.